what's up guys? Kevin Estela with Estela Wilderness Education, and this week for JoelLambert.com I'm reviewing a brand new sleeping bag by Kifaru. I've been using Kifaru products since 2007, and they're generally the first product I reach for when I need to trust my life to it. Whether I'm guiding, I'm instructing, or I'm traveling the world, I usually have some Kifaru gear with me. So let's talk about the sleeping bag. Number one, it comes in a really cool sleeping bag stuff sack. And these sleeping bag stuff sacks aren't like your traditional compression bags that turn your sleeping bag into a basketball, which you can't attach to the back of your pack. You can imagine this thing banging into the side of you because it's not in a nice way that you can compress it and tie it down. Well, Kifaru has changed that. Instead of compressing the bag this way, they compress it this way. And they do that with these compression cords that turn your big bulky sleeping bag stuff sack into something that's a little bit more manageable. And you don't have to worry about breaking this thing. You can really crank on it. I've had this particular stuff sack since probably 2008, and it's lasted season after season. So you can see that this is a little bit easier to strap to the outside of a pack than that giant basketball. Now, as far as the sleeping bags are concerned, I've been using the bags, like I said, since about 07 or 08, and I've had a lot of really good night's sleeps in them. I'm 6'1", about 215, and with all my gear on, I'm probably closer to 225, 230. I've had no problem getting in and out of my bag fully clothed. And even though I typically sleep with just the long underwear on, which is what I recommend all you guys doing, if you needed to get into the bag with everything on to warm up, you could do that as well. Now, this is the original bag that I had from them, which is a good bag. And the only complaint I had about this bag was that the zipper is on the side. Because when a zipper is on the side, you have to reach across your body. Okay, if you're right-handed, it's typically left, left-handed, typically right. It's so much easier to get out of the bag when it's center zip. And the military used to use a lot of center zip bags because if their guys had to get out in a hurry, they just pop out of the bag and they're ready to take the fight to someone. Well, the average outdoorsman doesn't have to worry about doing that, but you might have to get out of your tent in case there's someone that's injured. You might have to get out of your tent in case there's something that's going into your tent. Alright, so Kifaru came up with this sleeping bag, which you can see is offered in that really cool coyote brown color in case that really matters. But then on the inside it's OD green. I think you can get it in multicam as well. So this has the center zip, and you'll notice that the center zip also has a really big draft collar, okay, or baffle, whatever you want to call it. And in addition to the zipper, it's Velcroed. So you can either zip it all the way up or you can Velcro it. Either way, you're good to go. You'll be able to get out of this thing in a hurry. Now, as far as the roominess of this bag, it's a center zip bag. You know, that's one thing. But can you get in here with your big-ass clod hoppers? Now, I wear a size 13. All right, and you can see that inside the foot box, there's plenty of room for my feet when I don't take off my boots. All right, and again, if that's a concern, if you're in the military and you have to sleep with your boots on, your gear on, don't worry about it. You'll be able to in this bag. Now, as far as like the bag and what they use to make it, Rhinoskin on the outside. This is a really, really tough but extremely lightweight fabric. Kind of seems like a contradiction of terms, but I've had this bag for a while, and I've never had a single tear in it, scratch in it, or anything like that. Rip. It's good stuff. Now, as far as the insulation that they use something that's called Climashield Apex, which has a really good loft to weight ratio. You can compress it really small, but then it lofts up. The other nice thing about this bag is that when it gets damp, it will dry out pretty quickly. And another thing that's really cool, I didn't notice until just a few weeks ago, was that there's this bungee cord on the outside, which apparently you can put a pillow back there. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to give it a shot next time I'm out in the field, rolling up my extra jacket or whatever in my stuff sack, creating a pillow, and putting it back there. I mean, of course, there is a lot of room inside this bag, you know, inside the hood, where I could probably put the pillow inside if I wanted to. So it's really up to the user to decide if they want the pillow on the inside or outside. But in any case, this is a 20-degree bag, and I've had this bag in some pretty cold weather, probably close to 20 degrees, maybe a little bit over. I've never had an issue as far as warmth. Now, everyone's different. You got warm sleepers, cold sleepers. I typically sleep on top of my, comforter, in my bedroom pretty much year-round, so I can sleep pretty cold. So I've never had an issue with this one, but that's ultimately up to you. Just take my word for it. It is a pretty warm bag. As far as like all the technical specs, I had a paper printed out here somewhere with, yeah, here it is. Beauty of doing videos, you tend to forget stuff. like I said, I'm 6'1", but their long bag, this is the regular, the long bag will go up to someone who's 6'7", and you can see online that there's a 20-degree bag, a 0-degree bag, a negative 20-degree bag. So there's a little bit of something for everyone, depending on where you're going. One last thing about Kifaru, you know, Kifaru is entirely Berry Amendment compliant, meaning that all their equipment is made in-house with American parts by American workers. You know, some people don't mind paying a little extra more for quality, and in this case, I don't mind paying a little extra more for something that I know that is helping my people. So, with that being said, guys, check them out, www.kifaru.net. You really can't go wrong. Ask for Angie. She's an absolute sweetheart. Tell her Kevin sent you. And until next time, guys, stay safe.